Okay, sorry about that. I had a phone call, had to stop the recording. So this was our last short here, and that went down to profit. We're 11R. This day closed up, so we're only looking for longs the next day. Can't see, but these are bullish candles in here. This was our first long, so now we are 10R, then another failed trade, we're 9R, and another failed trade, we're 8R. Okay, and price closed down, we go on to the next day, 8R up, and we're on the 8th of August. Okay, here's our first short here. It goes to 4R. Now we are 12R up. I mean, I'm not being too scientific about this. I mean, you can obviously run more detailed tests, but it just gives you a kind of idea of you know, how your wins and losses will be distributed, and how those bigger risk to reward wins will you know, really benefit you over the long run. Okay, so we're 12R up. We're still looking for shorts because this one's TP'd, and there's one here which stops out, so we're 11R. Price closed down for the day, and we're 11R up, looking for shorts. It's our first short, and it runs down to 4R, so we're 15R, and then there's another short here which stops out, we're 14R. And then there's another short here which doesn't make it to 4 to 1, probably gets to about 2.5, and that will come back and stop out, so that's 13R. Looking for shorts still. This one doesn't get a 4R. What did I say? We're 13, we're 12, stops out again, we're 11, stops out again, we're 10. Okay, see, we're slowly giving some stuff back now. Price is closed up, and we're 10R. This one stops out, we're 9R. This one stops out, we're 8. No, got that wrong. Okay, no, there isn't longs there. I'm looking for a bullish bar, aren't I? We're 10R. These bullish bars, none of them trigger 10R, and we get one down here, and that goes up to our 4R, so we're 14R. Should have got a pen and paper to do this. It would have probably worked out a bit easier for me. Price still closing up for the day, 14R. Here's our first long, and that one stops out, 13R, and then here's our next long. That one does go to 4R. So that puts us back up at 17R. Price closed up, we would have been looking for longs. This one, does it make 4R? No. Okay, so that stops out with 16R. This would be our next long. That stops out with 15R, and this one stops out with 14R. Where would this one stop at? You know what, I'm going to play devil's advocate and say that stopped out, and we took another long here. 13R. Price closed down for the day, looking for shorts. Here's your first short, goes to 4R, so we're back up to 17R. Then we get a chance to re-enter after we TP. That stops out, 16R. That one stops out, 15R. And then this short here goes down to 4R, so we're back up to 19R. 17th of August, and we're 19R, so risking 1% per trade, 19% growth on our account with very small drawdown. Put my glasses on so I can actually see what I'm doing. Is this my first trade? Yep, this would be the first trade, and I'd say devil's advocate, be on the negative side. Let's say that stopped out. So 18R, and if you'd have got this one, yep, that would have just got to 4R, so 22R, and then back up here, this short didn't go to 4R, and then it stops out over here, so 21R. Price closed up just. Now we're going to look for longs, and here's your first long. It went to 4-1, maybe not there, but definitely up here, and so we're 25R and looking for longs. First long here stops out 24R. Second long here, is that going to make it to 4-1? Yeah. So that would get us up to 28R and closed up for the day. We're looking for longs. I did trade this, so I know that this spiked down up and then went on its way. You know what, I reckon that probably missed TP by 1 pip, so I'm going to call that a loss. Okay, so 27R. Price closes down for the day, and so we're looking for shorts. Right, 27R. This short here stops out 26. This one stops out 25. This one stops out 24. This one stops out 23. This one stops out 22, and this one stops out 21. Horrible day. 6 straight losses, I think, there. Back down to 21R. Gonna get those, unfortunately. Price closed up. We're looking for longs. Oh, we're up to today, and here's your long here, and that one went to 4-1, so 25R. So that's the end of the month. Well, it's not. There's actually another week to go, so essentially 3.5 weeks, I suppose, of the euro yen on the 30-minute time frame, and you made 25% on your account. Pretty amazing results, especially if we look at August as a whole. Where's the start of August? Here, not massively trendy really. Okay, bit of a chop around, some nice drops and rises, really pretty choppy. You know, not something particularly out of the ordinary, and I'll tell you now, I've already tested July and June, and they were better than August has been. So I've only tested this on the euro yen and the pound dollar, but I tend to just stick to those kind of 4 major currencies anyway. But the nature of what you're doing, I would be surprised if you didn't find it have similar performance on a lot of pairs. On the 30-minute time frame, you've obviously got to take into account spreads. You kind of want a smaller spread if possible, and you know, there's obviously certain issues about you're going to have to be around for London and New York Open, but you do find that you will find that a lot of the time, if you're in a trade and it's gone your way, then you know, there's not really anything for you to do other than wait for it to either hit TP, get to the end of the day, or come and stop you out. So it's not quite as intense as it might appear. Now, in this test, I did like a strict 4-1 hit your target and exit, and that is good, but it can be improved upon, and I will just find an example. Okay, let's say, for example, let's say we were looking for shorts on this day, okay, and let's say we took a short here, and let's imagine our 4-to-1 target is here. So rather than setting a fixed target, what you'll find is getting into these trades around the London and New York open during those sessions, you'll not very often, but you'll get 2 or 3 a month where price moves very strongly, and it blasts straight through your 4-to-1 risk to reward. And you can adopt let's say this was your target here, and then the price closed here. You can trail a stop here to lock in your 4-to-1, but have that kind of potential to get a 7 or 8-to-1. Okay, so just kind of simple little trailing things like that will kind of take this to the next level. And the other thing would be where you're already in a trade. There was a good example today, actually. So we were looking for longs today, and you're in your first long trade here. Price pushes up quite nicely and then retraces, and you can look to add a second order. Okay, and both of these went to 4-to-1, so you get an 8-to-1 on that day. Done quite a bit of testing on that. As long as you get a nice push away from your first entry and it just doesn't dilly-dally and you keep adding trades, because that'll hurt you in a very flat day. So say, let's say on this day you took this long here, we get a nice push up and pull back. You could add a second trade here, because there's some sort of indication that buyers want to push it higher. Okay, that's kind of advancing it really, and there's no sort of saying that you actually necessarily need to complicate it that way. If looking from the little example I did there, it's nice and simple. There's no discretion on the entry setup bar. There's no discretion on the direction of the trend. There's no discretion on the exit. Really you're just kind of working the numbers. I did do some tests with 3-to-1. It's really the amount of difference just adding that one extra R to your target makes a huge amount. I think what was it about? I think we were about 25R for August on 4R. I think on 3R it was about 11 by the end of August. So you can see you almost double your profit target. So interesting stuff. Please leave me your comments, and if people are kind of interested in this, then I'll do some more on it and maybe post some kind of some sort of live examples. Have a good weekend everyone, and I will see you soon.